You're live. Okay, I just got confirmation. Live 6 seconds. I
We're
think we're
live.
good. I think we are 100% up now.
We're here.
I think we are up.
It's so exciting.
Wow. Okay.
I'm still watching the live stream on YouTube and it still just has the thumbnail for me. Oh, we're changing. Okay. So we are
Yeah, we
live.
are. Okay, cool. Welcome
Oh
back
shit.
to um Doomsday Bunker with Reed and Pierce. It's been a year.
Actually, yeah, over a year, I think. Well over a year.
Wow. That's crazy. Uh
It literally took an actual doomsday scenario to get us back into it.
Actually genuinely, yeah.
A lot's changed. For one, we're not even in the same doomsday bunker
We
anymore.
can't be.
No, we can't
That's
be. It's not
that's a
safe.
crime.
I'm in the southwest corridor of it, of our bunker, and you're in the like northeastern.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Reed sounds
Now you
Reed
know.
sounds kind of interesting just because he's obviously calling in. I can try to lower his a tiny bit so it doesn't like max out.
Yeah, for once all the production stuff is off me.
Right.
It's out of my
It's on
hands.
the trained
I
professional.
mean, I mean that's par for the course for Doomsday Bunker, but for me right now it's a little different.
Whew. Okay. I think Reed's audio will be a little better. I fixed it. Um,
I'll try not to breathe into the mic too
we
much.
didn't like hodgepodge this together super hardcore in the past 10 minutes because I totally wasn't
Mm-mm,
asleep until 10 or 7:50. That didn't happen, I assure you.
mm-mm. We're professionals
Indeed.
here.
You look
I
like it with Mike being in your camera feed right there. Mine's still up here, up to the above my monitor, and then you have to listen to me through this shitty headset. But everybody else gets to listen to my beautiful voice through an actual microphone.
Yeah, everyone gets the secondhand shit from your Skype account. They're so lucky.
Yeah.
For me, I get to look professional because of the microphone, the headphones, and I have a mustache. It's beautiful.
You definitely do.
It's the best choice I've ever made. I'm not regretting growing a mustache for comedy right now. Not a bit.
Okay.
How are you, Pierce?
I'm good. I'm okay.
It's been a
It
while.
has, you know, things have changed,
Oh yeah,
especially in the past 2 months, but
yeah. It's a little weird out there, my dude.
yeah, the big Rona. You don't want to catch that.
No, it'd be bad if you did.
How have you? So you haven't really had to do much. You haven't had to leave the house like at all, really, have you?
I've only been leaving to do my own live stream at night in the privacy of my apartment. Uh, so I've been going to one place that I live to another 30 minutes away. Yeah, that's it. I've been laid off. It's been fun.
Right. Yeah, because your job wasn't deemed. That happened before the mandatory part, though, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. That was like 2 weeks before, I think. I think they called us up for 3 weeks, and then when the mandatory one came down, I got a call and they were like, "Yeah, we're just off indefinitely now."
Interesting.
So I was like, "Cool. I've been at this job for a month. Might as well just go back home."
That's definitely the opposite of what I've experienced, considering.
Yeah, you're essential, right?
Yeah, unfortunately,
Hell yeah.
there's like I'd say there's about 20, maybe more people on the team that I usually work with, and across like different areas of where I am. And all but four of us got sent home, and the four of us worked 12-hour shifts.
Fuck.
Yeah. So I just ended my week. So we do like a whole 7 days, 12 hours every day, and then one other person comes in and works that, and then after a week, the other two people come in and alternate, and that's been absolutely horrible. And then like
Yeah, Jesus.
progressively over the past week, more and more cases of corona have popped up on site. So it's like getting absolutely more and more scary to go to work. It's like, yeah, it's rough. It's rough. It's horrifying. And you don't really know, like the information is traveling so slowly that you don't really know where people have been sick until like the next day, and then it's like, yeah, you might have been in the area with somebody, but we didn't know until after you went home. So
You doing the mask thing full time then? Masks and gloves and
anytime
shit?
I leave my locked office,
Oh, you have an office to yourself?
well, we have like a wing that my cube is in, but it's reserved specifically for my team, and it's now locked to everybody who's not part of that team. Because before it was like open to everybody, and I didn't really think too much of that. Nobody came in the first week that I had to be there, starting 12-hour days. But this week, somebody like walked in and walked right up to my cube and started to talk to me, and I was like,
No
I don't
bueno.
think I like that. So
That's incredibly no
yeah,
bueno.
we got that locked down after that. So it was pretty spooky stuff. But yeah, now it's kind of just like finding out people are sick, like a new place every day. I'm curious when I'll go back how many people how many people or places would be contaminated, and kind of just like spooky zones.
Please do not get sick, Pierce.
Yeah, I don't want to. That would be rough. So we've definitely had different
So,
experiences.
yeah.
So this Rona thing,
Mhm. It's fucked up.
what have you what have you heard about its possible origins?
Well, my father informed me. Sorry, while I crack open a cold one.
Yeah, no.
My father informed me that it was grown in a lab and was released from China. Now I don't think that's true, but that's what I've been told.
Okay. All right.
My sister told me it was from someone eating a bat.
Right.
Both of these sound like supervillain origins.
Right. I have heard both of these things, and obviously it's impossible to know at this point what it is between the two. But there is a I think it's a contagious disease lab in Wuhan
Mm-hmm.
that has like experimental like pathogens and viruses and things like that for testing and medicinal reasons, stuff like that. So I have heard the lab escape story, and it's not impossible, that's for sure, because there is a place that it would definitely possibly be released from there. And, that would never be publicly admitted, because imagine how bad that would make your country look, right? Because you want your country to look perfect, because it's never done anything wrong. And then all of a sudden, you accidentally release a virus that cripples the planet.
I mean, in fairness, there's really very few countries right now that are looking anything close to good.
That's
Everyone's kind of dropped the ball on this
that's
one.
true. But you definitely don't want to be the one that caused it.
No.
Which is
I mean, but like, what's worse, the one that caused it, or the one that that mismanaged it and ended up causing the most deaths because of it?
we don't know that though.
Not yet.
Because you have to also be accurately reporting those numbers. And if one day you just
That's all.
stop and say, everybody's fine, nobody's sick anymore, then it's hard to tell who actually has more deaths.
Thinking about it now, I'm actually realizing that the coronavirus stuff kind of throws conspiracy theory shit out the window, because I feel like conspiracy theories imply that there is like a plan and there are people organizing things.
Well,
And clearly, no one is organizing anything here. This whole thing's been a shit show.
there is so this is something that I've heard from multiple different people. It's nothing that I have looked into myself, but what I've heard from people in passing, normies, right? not even not even the people that like to dig deep, is that um, this was created in a lab and it was not released accidentally. It was released intentionally.
Mhm.
So this was a conspiracy where the Chinese government would take a virus that would primarily attack older generations, and if they released it, then they could basically wipe out any of the populations that would be the most against their newest and boldest regimes to reform the country even further. And then what they would have is only the younger generations, which they have been trying to brainwash in their education systems for the past 20, 25, 30 years. So this plan has been like a 30-year plan, which is possible because technically the coronavirus isn't something that is new. Like, it's something that has existed in the past, but it's never been like, it hasn't affected people before. It hasn't affected people like this before. So it's been a 20 to 30-year plan to eliminate the older generations, to enforce new regimes in China, to better control their citizens, as in the younger ones, that they've been getting ready for this. How does that make you feel?
Deeply
Yeah.
confused. I like I like the idea that it's a millennial boomer war for sure. I think that's very
Quite
endearing.
literally.
Uh,
It
um,
is the boomer remover.
oh yeah, I remember when that was a meme like 2 weeks ago. Man, time's so weird
It
right now.
sure is.
Do you have me on camera right now? Sorry, I just realized my cam appears to be down.
Yeah, I have you still.
Oh, I'm back. Okay. Uh, so here's the thing. I believe quite strongly the coronavirus appeared naturally, considering the fact that coronavirus is like you can just get those pretty easily. They usually just appear as colds, though. We've all probably had them. However, that is the least interesting route to take here. So, what I would like to propose is it's a psyop by the CIA,
Oh,
and they're just blaming China for it.
so there was another statement that there's a governing official in China who says that the United States created coronavirus and released it on them to, you know, try to kill off the Chinese. But I suppose that would make sense until it spreads beyond China and then starts affecting every other country, especially the United States, how badly it's been here. Then it wouldn't be the United States created a virus to attack China. It would be the United States created a virus to completely lower global populations to potentially reduce pollution, overpopulation, overcrowding.
Okay, see, you lost me at pollution, but I get the rest of them because I don't think the government gives a fuck about pollution, generally speaking.
No, not in the sense that they would want to do something about it, as in create regulations on companies to reduce it harmlessly.
That's true. This
This
is
would be a way that they would have to do the absolute minimum in order to prevent situations from getting worse, is just by having less people to cause less problems. Especially in China, where they have more than half of the global pollution actively.
so you're saying that the U.S. government is secretly housing a band of eco-terrorists?
Would you be surprised?
I mean, no, but I just, I mean, actually, I guess I would, because usually the eco-terrorists are the ones that are, like releasing Godzilla and shit to wipe out humanity. It seems like the government usually wants to shoot Godzilla, not release him.
Yes, but that would be in the sense that they'd be shooting him because they don't have a way to control him. But what if they have secretly had the cure or the prevention for this virus the whole time, and everybody that they deemed was important or mattered is already immune to it.
Hmm. Hmm. All right, I'm picking up what you're
As
putting
in the
down.
same kind of idea that if it was the boomer remover in China, where they thought that they could just get rid of the older generations, this could be a way for them to deem anybody who's not important or to their liking. They could kill them off. I feel like there's some historical figure that I can't quite put my finger on the name of there who had a certain gripe with individuals and thought that some people were better than others, so he had to kill a bunch of them. I don't know. It escapes me, but I can't quite remember.
I'm sorry. I joined um a coronavirus conspiracy theory group
Oh
on
yes.
Facebook,
Okay.
but I think they booted me. So I gotta join up with another
Already?
really quick.
That
Yeah,
was
I didn't even do anything.
fast.
I bet they were like searching to see like what I share on Facebook, and I probably shared something that has legitimate information. They were like, "Get the fuck out, get out."
It wouldn't be the first time we've been removed from groups like that on this show.
Okay, I have to answer a question to get into this one.
Okay, what's the
Um,
question?
what do you think of COVID-19? And then it's multiple choice. COVID-19 is man-made. Q made COVID-19. There is too much hype in main media. Something else is going on. Or I'm curious if there is something behind it. I have an open mind and will respect other people's theories.
You're probably supposed to pick the first or the last.
I think so. Oh, is
Yeah.
it? Oh, you can choose multiple options. Wow.
Oh, the first and the last then.
Yep.
That's
And then
sure
why
to
do why
get
do
you
you
in.
want to join this group?
To learn.
Research
We gotta learn.
to learn what's really, and I'm capitalizing really, going on. Do you use mainstream media as your go-to? I'm going to say heck no. An exclamation point. All right. I'm going to join every one of them I see.
That's a lot. Okay. Alright, so there is something that I wanted to talk about. I can no longer find the source, considering it was a foreign source, and this was about 3 weeks ago, I think. So it's hard to, relocate that kind of information after the fact. Um, Everybody wanted that at the this year's super big issue to be not a lung virus, but a zombie virus. But there was a report in I believe it was the India Times. I can't find it anymore. Uh, a man who recovered from coronavirus in quarantine the day that he was released from quarantine. He lost his mind, stripped all of his clothes, ran into the street completely naked, and bit a woman to death.
Piers, I need you to find the source for that right now.
I've been look.
I want to read it.
I've been looking. It's hard. Ha.
Hey, this one group says that politics aren't allowed in discussions of COVID-19. I'm a little worried about. Oh my gosh, Italy travel planning / COVID-19 virus discussion group. Now that's for me.
India,
Pierce,
naked
when is my
man.
next trip to Italy? Oh,
It's
fucking god.
tomorrow. India, naked man in coronavirus quarantine escapes, bites woman to death. A man
Fuck
who is in
yes.
coronavirus quarantine repeatedly stripped naked before running into a street and biting an elderly woman to death. The Tamil man, locally known as, oh boy, Man Kadan, I apologize, that's definitely not your name, had recently flown from Sri Lanka to India and had been ordered to observe a 14-day quarantine in isolation shortly after arriving. The Daily Star reported that the anxious 35-year-old man ripped off his clothes after a weekend of isolation before sprinting into a street in Tamil Nadu where he spotted an elderly woman sleeping outside her home. Oh my god. He had previously suffered a mental illness, then hurriedly approached her, biting down on her neck. Oh my god. Yeah.
I've never heard of this website before, so
She
I
died.
did a quick.
This is not the one that I found it on originally. This is just the first one that I was able to find the news story again. The first one I found was like India Times like 3 weeks ago.
Dude, the editor in chief of this site has connections to Alex Jones. This is the site we want for this.
Incredible. There's thesun.com also reporting on it.
Of
Tribune.com
course.
reporting on it. TBS News, crimeonline.com. There's quite a few. We got the most reliable Reddit. Yeah, it's definitely not like an obscure thing that was only on one or two sites. Like my full first page of search results is completely full of it.
What did you search?
Bites woman to death is what I googled because that was like
Oh, of course.
the main thing, and since this is a recent story, that's what actually came up.
I'm googling the man.
Okay, fantastic.
I have nothing on the man, except that there is someone with the same name who is a cinematographer, in India.
Oh,
So
cool.
that's good.
Yeah, sweet.
I mean, I guess it could be the same guy. I'll see if he died recently. He did not die recently, so good for him.
He's still going,
I hope he stays inside.
unlike the woman that he absolutely murdered. Great.
Not the same guy. Not the same guy. Oh, there's an actor with that same name too. Wow. Still not the same guy.
Probably his acting career is probably not doing too good after he murdered somebody via teeth.
Oh my god. The hard fight. Wow. Screaming loud. I just can't believe that like no one well, I guess that makes sense that no one got footage of it. Everyone should be in lockdown.
Yeah, who would be just recording an old woman sleeping outside as well? Never mind. I don't want any answers to that question at this point. That could be dangerous stuff. Ugh. So during this time of Corona, have
Mhm.
you discovered any information or seen anything that's made you extremely uncomfortable relating to it or origins of it or anything that was mind opening to say the least?
You know, this might be counterintuitive for our program, but honestly, the widespread of misinformation about coronavirus has been extremely alarming to me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Now, are we participating in that? Yes. So,
Maybe. I don't know. We're discussing it in
hard,
more of
yeah,
a
hard.
satire manner right now. We're not saying that anything is true or fact or fiction. But
Yeah, look, we may be experts, but we don't get it right all the time.
that's absolutely true. I should have reached out to some Reddit posts and got some messages before this happened. That is one thing that has changed since the last time we broadcast. Is I actually understand how fucking Reddit works now. Kind of.
That's a dark place to be in, Pierce. Are you okay?
No, I'm not. Actually, I'm fine. It's just much
Okay,
easier to
good.
post Godzilla things on Reddit than it is to sit down and make a YouTube video anymore. It's so much easier.
Ugh,
All I have to do is take a picture and then I get magical upvotes and I'm like, this is reassuring.
that beautiful serotonin
Yeah,
is much swifter.
yeah. It's a
Uh,
safe space that I can share my one painting and one wood burning and then my entire collection and people can actually appreciate it. But
Here's a
should have
timeline
definitely done
of
that.
how a bill. What was that?
What did you say? Please continue.
Here's a timeline of how a Bill Gates Reddit AMA turned into a corona.
I
Apparently,
saw
they just started flooding
something
it with questions about this.
interesting. Okay, I did see within the past day, I saw some post linking something that Bill Gates said like 10 or 20 years ago about how the only way to fix was either overpopulation or pollution, which is obviously related to what we were talking about earlier, would be Oh, the only way to fix an overpopulated Earth would be to have a lung choking disease or lung choking virus.
All right, now I gotta look this
Something
up.
very like ironically strange. In the meantime, while you're looking that up, something that I've seen lately that I didn't know that I wanted, I definitely did not want to see this, was because of the idea that this disease, this virus, maybe came from an individual in China eating a bat. I was like, yeah, isn't it like a stereotype that the Chinese eat really bizarre animals and things that they shouldn't? And unfortunately, since I follow some pretty interesting news sources on Twitter, because
Oh
God
Christ!
help me, uh, I've unfortunately bared witness to some videos that made me feel very uncomfortable, especially around lunchtime, and didn't make me want to eat the rest of the day. The first one that I saw was basically criticizing them for food consumption, and it was a chef in an actual restaurant, and he has a giant pot of boiling water, and he dead ass just throws a small live dog into this giant pot of boiling water, and the dog just locks up and starts to seize because it's in a pot of boiling water. And I was like, I saw
Why were you?
it was just on my timeline. I didn't look for this. And I was
So it was just like a bunch of weird racists posting nasty stuff for shits and giggles.
no, it wasn't. It was just them saying that this is the factual food culture in China, and this is
Oh
potentially
my
where this came
God.
from. And I was like, holy shit, dog. Oh God, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. But
Yeah.
that was absolutely horrifying to witness, and I was like, like there's always been the jokes that they eat dogs and cats, but like I've never seen somebody trying to cook a live dog before, and that made me so angry and so sad. And then I was like, all right, I probably won't witness something that shocking again in the immediate future. But that wasn't the case.
Sorry, now I'm looking up the bat thing because I feel like I've just heard the bat thing so much as like the source of it that I just like
The
taken it for
coronavirus is a
granted. So I'm gonna
strain of
go ahead.
virus that does natively come from bats. Um, Normally, you wouldn't get it unless you have like blood to blood contact with an animal that's contagious with it. But then there's the second video that I saw recently, probably 2 days after the dog one, that made me angry, less uncomfortable,
Mhm.
more disgusted and angry. And this one was a Chinese woman. She was a garden worker. She was trimming hedges. Okay.
Okay.
Inside of the hedge that she was trimming, she located a bat nest containing 3 baby wild live fucking bats. And in this
Okay.
video, she stops trimming the hedges and pulls them out one by one, live baby bats, and pops them in her mouth, chews them up, and swallows them. And
Okay.
then goes straight back to trimming these hedges.
All
And I
right.
was just like, why in the world did you find that necessary? Were you working so hard you decided you needed a nice tasty little snack and you found that only the infant blood of bats would suffice in that exact
The
moment?
infant blood of bats.
I was just like, this can't be real. This is crazy. Now that was real. That was unbelievable.
The 2003 outbreak of SARS was eventually traced to horseshoe bats. Now that seems like a pretty big
Isn't
coincidence
the
to
full
me.
name of COVID-19 like SARS COVID?
Shh.
This is what I'm talking about. But I think it's safe to say that the bat is probably the source for this, considering since this whole thing has happened, China has officially, finally outlawed the consumption and trade, I believe, for food purposes, wild animals. You can't just eat wild live animals anymore in China. They made that illegal, thanks 2020. They also finally recognized dogs as pets and not livestock. That's also a 2020 development. Cats, though, I'm sorry, they're still not recognized as pets in China, I guess. Yeah, but dogs and
Hey, remember our old credo about not fucking cats?
Yeah, I actually thought about this morning for some reason. I cannot tell you why.
There's a Netflix show called Don't Fuck with Cats. And I saw it one evening and just about got ready to lawyer up.
Well, luckily, it wasn't just called.
It's totally unrelated.
Don't fuck cats.
But that's also, if you want to see terrible things happen to animals, something you should watch as a warning.
I'm sorry, but those videos that I saw already put me pretty significantly. I don't think I want to watch more terrible things happen to animals.
Pierce, that Bill Gates thing was fake. I found
Did
it.
you? Okay, please elaborate.
Yes, it's been debunked.
Okay, what happened?
On January 21st, 2016, dubious news and conspiracy theory site Your Newswire, now News Punch, published an article with the headline, Bill Gates admits vaccines are best way to depopulate. The article opened with a damning assertion. Bill Gates has openly admitted that vaccinations are designed so that governments can depopulate the world.
Really?
And then to support the claim, they present a clip from 2011 of him being interviewed, and he says, blah, 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 we only need about 6 or 7 more, and then you would have all the tools to reduce childhood death, reduce population growth, and everything. The stability of the environment benefits from that.
Interesting. Bill Gates coming out swinging with these opinions. Wow.
I feel like how is Snopes not crashing constantly these days? How are they not under the greatest strain they've ever been put through?
How isn't everything everything just crashing these days, you know?
Everything is crashing. Have you tried, I was going to say, have you tried getting on the unemployment site? And then yeah, I guess you probably haven't.
I have definitely not tried that, considering I still have to go to work.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Please don't find yourself in that position if you can help it.
Yeah.
It's very annoying.
From all of this happening, did you end up receiving your stimulus check yet?
I'm not getting it. I was claimed as a dependent.
Oh no! That's unfortunate. Damn, I got mine at the beginning of the week.
You fucker.
I'm sorry that I'm not a dependent. I'm sorry I was not a dependent in 2018, I guess, was the cutoff point, which is really bizarre because there'd be people like you in your situation where you probably weren't a dependent anymore right now when you need it, but since you were 2 years ago, you no longer would be eligible for it.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
It's really bizarre. There is current legislation that's probably not going to go anywhere at all, where everybody over the age of 16 and anybody who makes less than $130,000 every year would potentially receive up to $2,000 a month for the next 6 months, and then if Rona is still rampant after 6 months, it would be extended for an additional 6 months, so you would be in on a year of $2,000 a month every month. That is non-taxable by the end of the situation.
Well, I hope that happens.
There's no way it would, though, because that comes out to like the current total debt of the United States would be just like doubled immediately.
Are we ever going to pay that off?
Trust me.
Are we ever going to pay it off?
I would be totally okay with getting an extra $2,000 a month every month. That's fine with me. I know exactly what I would do with that money.
You would use it to pay your bills, right?
I would use it
to pay your bills.
I would use it to pay off my car, and then not have interest on my car anymore.
Fuck.
Because it's not like that's accumulating a lot of interest. It's only like $50 of interest a month. Lower now, but hey, I could not have that.
I guess that's reasonable, but I don't know. I feel like I was gonna say there'd be a lot of great comic books and shit I could buy if comics were being put out right now.
Yeah, everything's digital right now, right?
They're not even putting them out digitally.
Okay, the last thing that I saw was that everything was digital distribution. What happened? Why is it nothing now? As a brief digression into comic book shit, there's like one distributor of comics called Diamonds, and it's functionally a monopoly. It's literally a monopoly. And a few weeks ago, they just said, we're shutting down all our facilities and we're not sending anything out because this is terrible. So there was no way to get comic books to stores. And also, stores were getting shut down because the states were shutting them down. That's fair.
So
sure
the publishers... Yeah, so the publishers just looked at everything and they're like, we are not putting out anything for at least like a month. And that's where we're at right now. So nothing's come out in like a month.
Wow. Hey,
it's stupid.
Did we ever make a post on the Facebook page that says that we were live?
Yeah, I put it up.
Alright, I was curious. I think this is just the lowest concurrent viewers we've ever had in our entire life, which is kind of sad, considering we were broadcasting to two populations.
Have you been active on your YouTube channel a lot lately?
No, I haven't posted it.
I wonder if that has something to do with it.
I haven't posted anything.
Oh shit, I've been approved for one of these groups.
Oh, let's go. Okay, well, you dive into that group. I do want to talk about something else.
Okay.
So, because China's really knocking it out of the park with not having viruses these days, right? So in the middle of the situation, I think it was probably 2-3 weeks ago now, they had another virus outbreak that wasn't the coronavirus. This one was the hantavirus, which is distributed by rodents. So they've got a bat virus going on that is crippling the world, and then they had the hantavirus startup. There was like a man who tested positive for it, and he was identified. I think he literally died on a bus from the virus. So everybody from that bus was taken into observation to make sure that they were not potentially able to spread this hantavirus, because typically this virus is only able to be spread from rodent to human, not from human to human after infected. But I mean, obviously viruses change over time. The coronavirus was not supposed to be able to be transmitted human to human. It was supposed to be bat to human. But I mean, that obviously changed very quickly in 2020. So I don't remember if anything has changed with that hantavirus situation. Let me look really quick. I probably would have been able to compile a list of things I wanted to talk about if I wouldn't have accidentally fallen asleep for 2 hours.
I just opened some tabs of news stories, and that was pretty much it.
That was it? Nothing changed?
Yeah. There's like 160 people in this group I'm looking at, and like 3 of them are active, but those 3 are incredibly active.
Are they just like those 3 people are the people that are posting the majority of the content on that?
Yeah, they're pretty buck wild though. Did you know we are in the 13 days of preparation?
What does that mean?
Do you, or we're about to enter it. April 19th is the first day of the 13-day satanic ritual. Okay, let me start. April 19th is the first day of the 13-day satanic ritual day relating to fire, the fire god Baal, or Moloch / Nimrod, the sun god. That was all one sentence. Also known as the Roman god Saturn, or Satan, or the devil. This day is a major human sacrifice day, demanding fire sacrifice with an emphasis on children. This day is one of the most important human sacrifice days, and as such has had some very important historic events occur on this day.
What are those historic events? I need to know.
Does
Does it not specify? It just tells you that it's important?
Of course it doesn't tell me anything important. Um, they like in the caption, that was all an image with like a demon guy here taking a baby. Um, and then the person says, prayer warriors need to be praying. Evil will be strong these next few days. Today will also be the One World Together at Home concert where celebrities will perform and mesmerize the audiences through their symbolism and enchanting music to promote their evil agendas.
Well,
I fully believe this is all connected. Good versus evil. We know good wins. Let's pray for good to overcome sooner rather than
I
later.
mean, there's been a lot of like musicians and artists who have been doing at-home performances in this time of lockdown, which is, I mean, who knows? Maybe he's onto something.
What are we doing right now,
We're
Pierce?
performing because
What are we doing right
we're
now?
clearly celebrities.
We're still like broadcasting though,
Yeah, I guess
and we're probably focusing more on this shit than they are.
that's true. I mean, just look at, was it Vanessa Hudgens who was complaining about people not being able to gather in groups in Coachella and get sick? Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That was everybody's high school music idol.
High School Musical.
High School Musical idol, right there.
There you go.
I'm sorry, I couldn't think properly. It might have been the not thinking juice that I'm consuming.
How dare you?
Shit.
Hey, Pierce. What's QAnon?
I don't think I know, do you?
I only know vaguely that they're like an alt-right thing. And that I should probably be scared of them.
Okay.
I'm going to the Wikipedia page. I just keep seeing them brought up on this group, so I just want to know.
Okay.
QAnon is a far-right conspiracy theory detailing a supposed secret plot by an alleged deep state against U.S. President Donald Trump and his supporters. Ah, okay. So I'm assuming it's the thing where they say that they released the virus to bring down the presidency.
I feel like if anybody has the resources to survive, this would be the president, though. Raven?
Well, it's not that they want to kill him. It's that they want to like bring him down. They don't want him to get reelected, or they want him to get thrown out of office. You know?
Okay. That's fair.
So they're trying to like get people to turn against him by getting him to react terribly to the fucking virus. Like he is. So I guess in a sense that's kind of true.
Right? Yeah. How do you think that this is going to affect the current presidency overall?
I'm of the opinion that there's probably nothing we can really do at this point to get any of his supporters to see that he's kind of the worst. And I don't think any of the people that should be holding a president accountable are really holding him accountable, so I don't think much will happen either way. This is just, another feather in his cap of disasters.
Okay, fair.
How about you?
I don't really know, because I don't even know if obviously defunding CDC recently before all this happened was not a good play.
No, that was a big dumbass thing to do.
In the context of, I'm sure that money could have been relocated to something useful if we weren't on the verge of a pandemic, and at the time, obviously, it wasn't known that this was going to happen, so maybe that could have been useful to something else if this didn't literally happen immediately afterwards, but it did, so here we are. Also, would that have really changed anything, though, considering the scope of this issue? Is also another thing, because this is just so widespread at this point that the government is literally printing money to try to deal with this. So I guess it doesn't really matter how much they defund anything at this point. They just have to create money out of thin air, which is at some point is going to cause hyperinflation and ruin everything even more. Like, I was talking to Sam Richardson the other day, and I remember specifically saying I can't wait for Doritos to be $150. Because,
fuck yeah.
because something is going to happen at some point. Raven, I'm doing a live stream, buddy. Do you have to try to play with my wires? Hey.
Is the cat doing a cute thing and I can't see
He's
it?
under my desk behind my computer doing something.
Ah, fuck.
I just received a gift.
Yeah?
Apparently, Jonathan just sent me a game.
Oh,
Interesting. Okay. So, obviously, in this great mystery state that we live in, that's totally Arizona or wherever we live, things have gotten pretty interesting with the lockdown situation that has happened. What do you feel? How do you feel about the current gardening ban that's going on for stores that are 50,000 square feet or over?
that is a real thing. I wasn't sure.
It is. It is. It is. It
It's
is.
like when I heard that was one of the things people were apparently pissed about. I was like, surely that's fake.
No, that's real.
Um, I don't know. It seemed like I'm gonna level with you. This whole thing could kill a lot of people, so I'm pretty pro doing the stuff that will keep people alive. So I don't care. I can wait to garden. Uh, I feel like most people can probably wait to garden. It snowed like the day they did all those protests anyway. We're not really there
I've
yet, you
seen some
know?
pretty interesting arguments about it. Obviously, I'm indifferent. I don't have a garden, but it's because planting season starts earlier if you're going to use seeds as opposed to like pre-grown plants and pots that you're going to dig a hole for and place like directly in your garden as a thing that's already made. Whoop. Okay, cat's angry. He's got to go. But I don't know. I don't
Good
know
for him.
anything. I guess I could have asked my dad, gardening master, um, what his opinion on it was. If it actually does matter, if you can't currently purchase seeds. Usually, none of this stuff would affect me in any way because obviously, as I said, I don't have a garden. But the day before that did happen, I was thinking, I wouldn't mind going up and picking up a hose so I could wash my car, considering I can't go to the car wash anymore because that's a non-essential business and I could potentially be fined $1,000. And then the next day, gardening supplies can't buy them anymore. And I was like, oh shit, that's funny. So now I can't wash my car. It's gotta be dusty forever. Fuck. And
It's
then I
okay.
was told that oh no, it's no problem. You can just buy everything offline. And then I was told that Amazon potentially was going to start restricting distribution of items in specific areas to comply with guidelines, whereas you
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to purchase gardening supplies and have them sent to your local areas. Raven, please do not unplug my computer during this time frame. Buddy, please. I'm sorry. But I don't know. It's super
Um,
weird.
I I was reading the other day that Jeff Bezos is actually making like I think it was like $11,000 a second more than normal because of all
Holy
this,
shit.
which just makes me incredibly
I could
angry.
use $11,000 more, let alone every second.
I
Ouch.
was gonna say I would love $11,000 every second. That I feel like I could use it a lot better than him too.
Yeah, what would you do with an extra $11,000 a second?
Well, first I would pay my rent for the next several months, and then I would probably start taking whatever is left over and start looking at like I don't know food banks and shit, like hospitals that need supplies. Like fuck, Jeff Bezos is sitting there with a hoard of money and he's doing nothing with it in the middle of a international
Right, he
crisis.
literally would never be able to
This
spend that
dude
much
could
money.
this dude could change it all in like a second if he wanted to, but he just doesn't want to. It's so weird. I can't imagine living like that. Maybe he's doing it to make more money. Maybe he
What if,
released
yeah,
it.
what if, oh my god.
I haven't seen that. That seems like an obvious theory to go around. Let me Google
Okay.
around. COVID-19. Jeff Bezos, COVID-19. Oh, it's just about how he's making more money and getting his employees tested soon, quote unquote. Boring. How do we get on the dark web for this stuff?
Tor, I believe, would be your best bet.
Yeah, but I wouldn't know what to do after that.
Lose all your money, probably, because someone would just hack your computer and steal your financial information if you weren't using some kind of VPN or IP address masker.
Okay, so, but I don't want that. I just want to know what they know.
I didn't even,
I just want
yeah,
them to tell me their
I didn't even
secrets.
think about that. What kind of
Because like
secret
the
information?
Facebook group I'm in right now, it's like people talking. Like someone shared an article about how Facebook is steering users who interact with misinformation about the virus to the World Health Organization, and they're like, "Oh, great! God forbid we have a difference of opinion on Facebook." And like, here's the thing: first of all, that's not what it's about, and second of all, that's not nearly as interesting as I want it to be. I want to hear the crackpot conspiracy theories, not the weird anti-vaxxer stuff.
Uh, here's a quick little screenshot I see from somewhere, and it says researchers delay coronavirus vaccine until they figure out how to make it cause autism.
What? Is that satire?
I can't see where it's actually from because it's a screenshot and it doesn't have the top banner that would tell me where it's from. But unfortunately, I'd love to know.
This someone posted a bunch of pictures of celebrities making like the OK symbol, which I guess is the a QAnon thing, and they were trying to say they were warning us about coronavirus.
Really?
But like one of them is a screenshot of Jennifer Aniston from like 2006, and I don't know if she knew almost like 15 years in advance.
I mean, unless it was something pre-planned to lower the population.
Yeah, 30-year
Right,
plan. Yeah,
like what if that's actually
Justin
the
Bieber
case?
like
You know,
5 years ago.
one of the things that makes me like, what if this is something related to another conspiracy theory, like the Georgia Guidestones, right? Where it has like the population limit and the rules for the New World Order. Do you know what I'm talking
Mm,
about?
believe so.
Okay. Or
Didn't we talk
I
about that
don't
once
think
on
that
here?
we've spoken specifically about the Georgia Guidestones, which is unfortunate because we totally could have done an entire episode.
I feel like it was brought
Yeah,
up
we could have
at
done a
least.
whole episode on like monolithic structures from ancient and current generations because that's very new. That's like sub 20 years old, I believe. Where it gives like the
Yeah.
population outlines of if this is what if your population is over this, it will be reduced to this in the near future via some kind of government intervention. Hey, maybe it's Corona. Who knows? Um, Obviously, that's a strange accusation to just make out of the blue, but I mean, it's entirely possible. Right? Like we don't know anything about this because information is so awful. But one quick lighthearted thing that I want to talk about here relating to this, which I'm sure everybody's heard of by now, is the link, the non-existent link, but the proposed link of coronavirus to 5G towers. Have you heard of this? You've
Oh
heard of this,
yes,
okay?
yes,
Okay,
of
okay, okay.
course.
So, so in case you live under a rock or in a bunker somewhere with no connection to the outside world, and you're not supposed to because of the Rona, um, people are setting fire and destroying 5G towers because they believe that the deployment of 5G is what actually caused the coronavirus outbreak somehow. Uh, which is crazy because I believe
Reasonable.
5G is only deployed in 5 or 6 countries right now, and we have coronavirus in like 130 countries. So
Yeah.
I mean, like that math adds up. Like I guess if you cut the towers into small pieces and distribute their bandwidth across the entire planet, it turns out to be yeah fucking impossible. But I mean, let's let's just assume that was even a thing, right? People have been afraid of 5G for the past couple years because it's a new technology, something they don't understand. And 5G, that sounds so much scarier than 4G,
It
the current
does.
fourth generation of mobile networking that we're experiencing right now, as opposed to the natural advancement to newer and more powerful technology in the future. I don't know why we would have just stopped at 4G when we can make improvements. Um,
Well, because it unleashed the coronavirus,
sure,
Pierce. That's why we
it
wouldn't have done it.
sure did. Now, 5G, people assume that it's going to be dangerous because it is data transfer on a spectrum, which inherently makes it radioactive, like everything else on a light or radio spectrum is radioactive. I mean, that's how it works. Uh, now, what people don't understand is that the radiation from 5G is so weak that if you have a material thicker than a piece of regular office paper, it cannot penetrate that. So it can't go through your skin, it can't go through your clothes, it can't penetrate anything thicker than a piece of paper. So it's not going to affect people, right? Let alone give them a fucking virus. Holy hell. Okay, that's just crazy. Now, I don't know what those people are going to do when they find out that the sun is more dangerous than 5G, if they're going to try to set fire or destroy the sun. That would be an interesting thing to witness.
Don't think they wouldn't try if they could.
They're just going to start whipping torches at the sky as hard as possible. They're just going to plan an expedition to the sun to destroy it, and then in the process they're going to finally discover that the Earth is a sphere and not flat. It's going to be the craziest revelation of their entire fucking lives.
I mean, surely someone is trying to build a missile in their shed or something.
We have to blow up the sun!
Someone's got to be trying that. I'm sure someone has. I mean, technically.
I did see...
If you want to go way back, it does.
I guess, because bats need the sun to survive, right?
That's it. It's sun's fault.
Sun's fault, bro. I have seen an article. Yeah. I did see an article today that said that in direct sunlight exposure, coronavirus does die quickly. But that's not okay. I mean, sure. It's still potentially going to last through the end of the summer in a extremely hazardous state that we're in right now, which sucks. I mean, I kind of was looking forward to the warm weather.
And I've got such a rockin' bod to show off, and now I'll have no one to show it to. I'll start an OnlyFans.
Honestly, though, I was getting excited to show these tats off with the short sleeves once again. Now that I have those to show off, but I mean that's just not going to happen, I guess.
Oh,
it's not going to happen.
Son of a bitch!
I didn't spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars for nothing, I guess. Fuck. Damn you, Rona.
Oh my gosh! Sorry, I was just reading that apparently people were trying to align the rollout of 5G in Wuhan with the outbreak.
One of the weird connections between all of it is that they're trying to make is that there's only certain companies pushing explicitly hard for the deployment of 5G. And one of them, I believe, is Huawei, which is, you know, I'm sure you've heard of Huawei before. It's literally just like China's like main tech company, their global outreach or whatever. They're the ones that have knockoffs of all the current like phones that we have from like Samsung and Apple. Like they're basically just like China's de facto everything tech related is going to be encompassed under Huawei. And Huawei is pushing super hard for 5G deployment, and since Huawei is obviously explicitly a Chinese company that is trying to be outsourced to other countries to deploy this because nobody else really wants to for some reason, which is strange. A lot of people are reluctant to deploy. I don't know if it's because they fear something they don't understand, or since it's a new technology, people are like, we don't really know if this is going to fail financially, and then we're in, you know, debt because of that. But I mean, debt doesn't really matter anymore, right? I mean, like, look what's happening right now. Just fucking throw 5G everywhere, and I guess if everybody gets corona, then sure, it's linked. But if it stays the way that it is, and it's just gradually increasing, then I guess it wasn't the 5G towers, Karen. It'd be whack.
You can't say that word, Pierce.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know I wasn't allowed to say the K word.
Yeah, Karen is a slur now.
All the Karens out there watching, all 0 of you. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Don't upset them. Don't upset the Karens.
Okay. Alright. While you're doing whatever you're doing, I'm gonna get caught up. Scroll through the maybe 20 chats we have here.
We
Which
have
is
chat. Oh, that's right.
we do. We have a 9 whole concurrent viewers. We lost one right when I looked at the number. Let's see. I want to go through here. Make sure that we're not missing something important.
How could we miss anything important, Pierce?
Our
We
classic,
are experts.
our classic viewer, the paleontologist who was always there for us, said that the
Uh-huh.
coronavirus is just a cover up for Epstein's death. The only good thing about the pandemic is the memes. That's
That is true.
Riley says that there is retribution for trafficking endangered species. So yeah, China's being punished for trafficking endangered species. I mean,
And then Tiger King came out.
I have not watched any of that. I do apologize.
It's about doing that.
Justin says that Myers Garden Center is locked. No patio furniture is being sold either. Justin, if you can get me a fucking garden hose so I can wash my goddamn car. You don't even know how happy that would make me. Whew! D.D. Walker says, haven't seen you in a while. That's for sure. It's been like a year since I've done anything. It's been a year probably since Reed's been here, if not more. Riley says, Reed, you should write an article on how JB started coronavirus. Anonymously, if necessary. Sam Anchor is here. She says,
hello, Sam Anchor.
My good friends. Hello, thank you for tuning in. We're here doing the things. Whew. Austin says, whoa at me next time. I don't remember at what point we specifically targeted Austin.
It was probably about building a missile in a shed.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah.
My guess.
How's that coming? Do you got any pictures?
Does he have a shed?
I
thought he's in an apartment on the East Coast or something.
I have no idea. I'm starting to yell, which is bad.
You're just getting excited.
It just means that my brain turn off juice is working.
Rush Limbaugh says that the coronavirus is probably a Chinese communist lab experiment, and I trust Rush Limbaugh.
I mean, that is one of the 3 whole main conspiracy ideas of where it came from, so he's really thinking outside of the box on that one. Literally anybody could have said that.
Well, he has the most popular radio show in the country. He probably helped propagate this whole thing that much better, you know? He'd be one of the main proponents of it.
I suppose. If this whole thing was... Okay. If this whole thing was genetically engineered and purposely released, what do you think... Why do you think that would be the case? Why do you think that would happen? Why?
Wait, are we postulating that the Chinese released it?
Anybody on the planet created this.
Well,
whether it was the United States or the Chinese.
It really depends, though, because like the Chinese would have a very different reason for doing it than the U.S. Because the Chinese, I've seen it put out there that it's to bring down the Trump presidency, and then the U.S. might do it to, I don't know, like bring down the Trump presidency. So
holy fuck!
Honestly, it's probably
at the cost of millions.
Trump. Yeah, we're gonna kill millions to bring down Trump, I guess is the play here.
Okay, so
or at least that's what I've seen put out.
So hypothetically, what do you think if we had a different president at this current time and it still happened?
Oh, they would say the same thing.
They'd say, okay. So no matter what, it's always just going to be politically charged.
Yeah, and actually, an interesting thought I just had is, I bet if Obama was in office, they would say he put it out, but I'm not seeing anyone that's really saying that Trump himself put it out. Because I don't think anyone thinks that he has the level of mental comprehension possible to do something like that, do something that brilliantly supervillainy.
Even if he had the choice to do something in that case, this is something that is absolutely crippling the economy, and this is a man that is a businessman, that is his backbone. I don't think
He
that
only
he would.
understands money.
I don't think that he would want this to happen in the context that it's potentially going to lower his revenue income from
No, he
from
hates it.
however many sources it could potentially affect him. I don't think that he would want that to happen.
If anything, maybe the person that released it just did it to tick him off a little bit.
China, China.
Yeah, China's doing it just so that way he loses like I don't know $3 whole a day and just gets really whiny and petulant.
I am curious to you know to think, how is China going to recover from this? Because their global image was not amazing before, right? It wasn't, 5 stars, maybe 4.5 if we're stretching it. Uh,
Hmm.
now
Well,
they're
I
going
mean,
to be what?
how do we make ourselves look better after every terrible thing we do?
That's
We
true.
we don't.
That's true.
Terrible shit happens here all the time. Like our school shootings didn't stop until we all had to go inside because of the pandemic. Like
That's true. Um,
the world just keeps on turning, and we just keep doing shitty stuff.
right. I mean,
Presumably, it'll be the same for them.
on that note, though, it's a lot of differences that it's like media coverage of something is everything, right? So I want to know like what the coverage is like in other countries. Considering statistically, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but like in the context of the school shootings you just brought up, they've been lowering over the years, but the media coverage has been increasing because people are recognizing it as, hey, this is a bad thing. This shouldn't be happening. Crazy, I know. But statistically, there's been less and less over the past few years. It's just been more and more coverage. The United States is definitely covering this in a way that is meant to scare. I would say it appears to scare everybody, and I did see a post from an outside source looking in, somebody in Australia, I believe, that way that their news is covering the way that the United States is reacting to this, and it's basically that like nothing is being done at all.
Hmm.
Which, I mean, obviously things are being done, whether they're good or bad or effective or not. It's just interesting. I'm curious as to how other countries are actually reporting on this kind of situation.
I was talking to a friend of mine in Canada, and we didn't really focus so much on the coverage aspect of it, but just in terms of the differences between how our countries are responding to it. And they just got like really good stimulus checks. They're going to be, I think it was
Yeah, I
monthly.
do believe those are monthly.
Yeah, they're getting like they're like super comfortable right now. Like everyone is staying inside, they're doing what they're supposed to, and then over here we are scrounging around for spare change in our couches and going to Walmart because we're bored. It's going
I
great.
wonder if the response here would be a lot different if we were being given more, like
Given more,
more
oh, more
currency.
money.
Like, hey, stay inside. Here's some extra money, with maybe like the penalty of you're gonna not receive your money anymore, or if it's going to be redacted and taken away from you if you do break the staying at home issuing. Do you think that would be more of an incentive for people? It's always a monetary value for them to be safe, more or less. Like if you threaten to take somebody's
I mean,
money
fuck, I'll
away,
stay inside for
I
money.
guess I guess it wouldn't really matter though, considering we have the threat of losing $1,000 and having a 6-month misdemeanor if we do go outside for something that's not essential. So it's not really stopping anybody at this point. Which somebody at
No.
work was telling me that somebody they knew did actually have that enforced upon them. They did receive the $1,000 penalty and then the 6-month misdemeanor.
How did
They
that
went to the
happen?
store to buy mulch for their fucking garden.
And did they like what? How did they get
I
stopped?
don't I don't know. I didn't ask enough because I was concerned that they were within my personal space talking to me about something that I didn't care about. I did not ask, but from what I was told is somehow they had a police officer checking their receipt for the recent transaction and discovered that the only thing that they purchased was mulch and nothing like food related or like essential item to survive at home. It was something completely non-essential, so they received the fine. I don't know if some stores are having people having officers now checking receipts upon exit to make sure that they were
I
there,
don't think they are.
or if somehow they just so happened to be stopped on the way home and they didn't say something like, "Oh, I'm just on my way home from work" or something. They said, "Oh, I'm on my way home from Walmart. I bought some mulch to give them my little planty coons at home." Um, I don't really know that context of that, but they did say that they received that fine.
Okay, that's so random to me. um, like I'm just imagining like getting pulled over by the cops, and then rather than planting like cocaine in your vehicle, they just plant a whole ass bag of
And then a
mulch.
receipt.
Like, where'd you get this? Yeah, and the receipt. Where'd you get this?
I'm glad I didn't get pulled over on my way home today. The 200 feet that I drove to the party store, because I assure you that nothing in my trunk was essential. Um,
Man, I haven't been to a store in like a month and a
I
half
mean, you can
now.
go to Smitty's. It's open.
No, I don't have any reason to. I, I'm I'm I am at my parents' house. This is like it's like I'm a teenager again in high school. It's awful.
I am not. I'm at my house, where I have to buy my own
Like
fluids.
I've thought about going to my apartment, but I'd be the only one there, and I think the self-isolating thing would be taken too far if I did
Yeah, you'd
that.
be actually by yourself. What do you? I guess. Are your parents still going to work, or are they absent from working, or are they working from home right now?
My dad is considered an essential worker at his workplace right now, but he has reduced hours. My mother works two jobs, and one of them they shut everything down, and one they did not, but reduced hours.
Okay, so
So they're
they're
still
still both
working, but
leaving the house.
less. Yeah,
So
yeah, they are with
are
masks
you
and
the only
everything.
one that is staying at home, or I guess I don't really know. Does
Now Kayla's
Okay,
here, my sister. She was in Philadelphia for an internship, and then came back
that's fair.
once everything
That's
went down.
fair. I suppose it would be more reasonable to be around people that you know than completely by yourself in a different country, or not country. Woo,
Well,
state.
different state. That great
Yeah,
country, Philadelphia.
the no
Oh,
think juice coming in strong. Um, okay,
well, it was also that we didn't know like if she stayed there when she could come home.
right,
So it became like an issue of housing and
right.
transportation too, because we don't know how long this is all going to
Interstate
go.
travel is definitely shunned right now.
Yeah, it might not be the best.
Huh. Yeah. My father is still going to work every day. But my mom is relocated and is able to work from home. So that's been interesting. Hypothetically, I should be able to work from home, and then if an emergency happens, I could drive to work and actually take care of it. But they don't want that, which is ridiculous, in my opinion.
They want to risk your life,
Yeah,
my dude.
and they
Super
gave us
chill.
a bonus, um, but
Oh,
I don't know
oh,
if that would cover me potentially dying in any way, shape, or form. It's basically just another week's worth of work bonus. Um, but I don't really know if
nice.
that compensated the amount of
Worth it.
stress that I've had over the past week. Finding out every day like another place on site has been potentially infected, and that I've been potentially exposed, and I kind of just have to like wait and sit back. And if I get sick, then I'm sick, and if I'm not, I'm not. I don't really know. The whole situation is insane.
Well, where's your masks, boy?
I have a mask.
Where's your
I
hazmat
have
suit?
3 masks. I do have a coverall jacket in my drawer too that I could wear out if I need to. I'm basically just like trying to not go out unless something is actually an emergency, and then trying to take care of everything remotely as much as I can because
Good plan.
it's scary. It really is scary.
I can imagine. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not still on that retail game right now,
Yeah, that would be awful, but
because that sounds like a terrifying place to
I
be.
don't think that any of the places that you and I worked retail would still be open though.
Mine are still open.
But that wasn't your last retail job,
No, it
so
wasn't.
you wouldn't be.
Uh, no, as far as I know, JC Penney's is closed.
Yeah.
across the
Right.
board. I think they closed before the governor said they had to close anyway.
That's
So I guess they were ahead of the
yeah, that's
curve.
smart.
So,
Classic good old times at the old JCP.
but I mean, like the benefit here is that now with a big boy job, when they shut us down, I still got like pay after that for a week or two, and I don't think J.C. Penney is really going to look at me and be like, "Yeah, you deserve that.
Well, I mean,
You deserve
you'd
that
have been
money."
able to file for unemployment regardless, considering you would be out of a job due to a pandemic.
That's true,
Although you would
but
have to pay taxes on that at the
how
end of the
long is
year,
that?
which would suck. Whereas your regular wages,
You can get you can get them withheld,
for how long?
or you can choose to. I mean, when I if and when I get approved for it, which I should, I just don't trust, you know. I should qualify now with that whatever legislation, but do I trust that? Um, but it gives you the option to have your taxes withheld.
Would you stay on it if they did pass the legislation giving everybody $2,000 a month?
I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, would they allow us to,
Yeah, it would be
or they
it
just
would
make
be
us?
additional to unemployment. You could receive it. Although unemployment you would be paying taxes on, and then the stimulus $2,000 a
Oh
month
yeah, it's
you would
untaxed.
not be paying taxes on.
Wild. Yeah, that'll never happen, will it?
Yeah, it doesn't seem very likely, does it?
No. But then again, nothing right now seems very
The
likely.
whole situation that we're in seems unlikely. If you would have told me like 4 months ago that we'd be locked up in our houses and unable to go anywhere or do anything because the world is falling apart because some people ate some bats or something, I would have probably laughed.
Yeah, if you had told me we would be in this position as soon as like 2 days before my work got shut down, I probably wouldn't have believed it.
Yeah, that's
Like
unbelievable.
it just the like how fast it all happens and how fast it changes is really
I'm
crazy.
genuinely upset that your work got shut down because I need new material to watch. What am I gonna do?
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. Like in like 6 months, TV is just gonna run out.
Yeah,
Like this fall, there will be much less TV than we're accustomed to, which is a really weird position to be in.
I'm gonna have to binge
But
watch
there's just
more
like nothing
YouTube,
to do.
which is not. I mean, that gets tiring after a while.
Like I might have to like actually watch JoJo's Bizarre
You were
Adventure.
supposed to watch the first episode.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
You have to do it after we finish.
Ugh. But it's anime, Pierce. I'm not a weeb.
Yeah, but
I'm a I'm a
you watched the classic time tell of to Ava. Now you have to watch something even older than that.
hush. Oh God, it's older.
It
Fuck.
was written in the '80s.
Fuck.
It's like watching a time machine with modern animation. It's crazy.
Hey, I just popped into the chat here again, and I want to say, uh, Kai Jucifer says, "Damn, I thought Pierce was either dead or gave up. LOL. Was contemplating unsubbing. Good to see you back, man." So Pierce, put out that content we
What am
need.
I even supposed to put out? Everything is delayed or canceled or just awful at this point.
You should
I was contemplating putting out what I thought of the current Godzilla Kong leaks, monsters that are going into it, things like that, and how not pleased I felt. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I don't think movies coming out either.
You're gonna have to say that again.
Movies are coming out either. It sucks.
Oh, yeah,
No movies are coming out
yeah,
anymore.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Movies are canceled from now on.
Movies are canceled. Yeah, it'll probably either it has been or it probably will be delayed. Godzilla versus Kong will be at this point. We'll see.
I can't imagine it actually happening.
I mean, yeah,
I was
everything is being canceled. At least every major event planned through the summer at this point has been canceled. Fall is still safe, maybe.
Oh my gosh, I just came up with a wild new theory about all this. Okay, so you know like about the monkey's paw thing where you make a wish and then the finger curls in and then the wish comes true, but there's like a twist to it, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so someone made a wish on the monkey's paw that My Chemical Romance would come back, and this is what happened. They came back, and then the coronavirus hit.
It sure did. Your feed cut out from the video
I
for a
rest my
second, which is weird.
case.
Yeah, no, that would be. I
Son of
would
a
be.
bitch.
A little unhappy if all that did get canceled. At least
Didn't they cancel it
the
already?
MCR stuff. No, not yet.
Fuck,
I
okay.
would have
Wow, they're
received a
brave.
refund if they did.
Oh, that's right, you're going! Fuck.
Maybe we'll see what happens.
Or, yeah,
We'll
maybe.
see what happens. Yeah, I
Fuck.
do have 4 tickets in my name, so we'll see. But a lot of the stuff through summer is canceled. Like most of the stuff that I've seen so
Oh,
far.
yeah, I've had concerts
So
canceled.
I've seen a lot of conventions and events like that canceled. I guess it was a good thing that I wasn't inherently planning on going to G Fest this summer because that's probably not going to happen at this point.
No, San Diego Comic Con's not
Right, I
happening.
saw that E3 got canceled a while back.
Yeah, they were one of the first, I
Yeah,
think.
they definitely shut down early because everybody was pulling. They had to shut down because everybody was pulling out when everything started to
Hmm.
collapse. They were like, we probably shouldn't send people out and potentially get sick. So when they had basically no vendors participating, they're like, we can't have an event with no vendors, so they canceled.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
tough.
yeah. There were only really a couple things that I was planning on doing that I plan on doing this year. Anna and I were going to go to a concert in June. That's probably not going to happen. It hasn't been canceled yet. Obviously, the MCR concert in the fall. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe that won't. And then I was going to go to UMaCon again this year, and there's no word on that yet. I don't even know if I'm going to. Usually, you have to pre-purchase tickets for that. I haven't bought our tickets yet, and I don't even know if I'm going to at this point because I don't know if it's going to happen.
Yeah, might want to hold out on
Yeah.
that. I'm assuming everything's getting canceled or postponed indefinitely. I heard that there was some I don't know, some scientist put out there that he doesn't think that we'll be able to have like live concert events until late 2021 at the earliest.
That would
So that's
that
bleak as
would
shit.
suck. That would suck.
That would suck a lot. But I mean, like, the thing is, we're probably going to be in a state of semi lockdown until at least like February next year. Like, as we just ride the waves of
Yeah.
this thing, like, we'll come out a little bit, it'll start peaking
Unless
again, we'll go
somebody
back
does come up with some
inside.
kind of cure or vaccine before then.
If there was like a literal miracle drug in the intervening months,
Yeah.
maybe. But until then, we probably won't have a vaccine until like
Yeah, there is
February.
experimental testing going on for some things. Who fucking knows if that's gonna
I don't
make it
trust.
better or worse?
I don't trust any of these miracle drugs. Like, what was the thing that Trump kept saying worked that was like killing people who were using it? What was that drug?
I don't know what you're talking about, so I cannot wait to find out.
Oh, man, we should have been talking about this the whole time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, we always
wow,
get off
I meant to
topic.
type in Trump miracle drug, and then I typed in miracle on ice, and I guess that's my brain stuff happening.
Big brain action.
That's my big brain action.
What do you think about this? Okay,
Here it
okay.
is.
Please, if you found it already, please continue.
Hydroxychloroquine. Here, I will send you a
Okay.
link in the brilliant Skype chat that always works just as it's
Okay,
supposed
I
to.
got it. I'm opening it right now. Story behind material.
It's like people were taking it and then they were getting even sicker because of it. It's supposed to treat malaria, I think. Yeah, lupus, malaria, and arthritis. And he's like, yeah, it works for this. And doctors are like, it totally doesn't. He's like, yeah, it does. And then people believe him and then buy the shit.
Interesting. Arthritis and lupus. Okay.
I wonder how easy. Hey, I was Googling how to buy a tiger the other day, and it's so easy to buy a tiger. So I'm gonna see how easy it is to buy this. Pierce, it's too
Is
easy.
it? What did you find?
So easy. Like the first result, 10 tablets, 20 milligrams a piece,
You want to buy it and see
$40.
what happens?
No!
We'll
Holy
take some on
shit.
live stream.
Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. That's 200
Okay,
milligrams
okay,
total.
okay.
Oh, how much can I crank this up? Oh wow, you can get 60 tablets for $68. That's too reasonable.
Okay,
I should stock up
so
in case I get
Sawyer
it.
says that it is supposed to be for lupus. Yeah. Um, Justin says the NFL started Rona so that they could get more viewership when fall was around, since people will crave the sport.
I am finding myself craving sport. I watched WrestleMania,
I
the weird WrestleMania without an audience, and
I
it was
saw
bizarre.
the trailer for that.
I mean, I love
I did
it,
not. I did not watch it. You know, I tell you what I could use right now that I can't do. I really would like to go for some bowling right now, but we can't do that.
I know I keep thinking of all these great things we could do now that everyone is like not working, and it's like, oh wait, we
Right.
can't do anything. It's all the time, but with none
What
of
we'll
the
do,
fun
what
that
we'll
goes
do
with
is we'll
having
set up
time.
an underground bowling league in my garage. Right, everybody can come over and park behind my house, so that the local governments doesn't know I'm having an organization, and we can set up a little bowling alley with painter's tape.
You'll have several lanes, all
Yeah,
6 feet
we'll
apart.
painter's tape in my garage. Lights right, draw some lanes out and get some plastic pins off Amazon because those aren't banned, and we can we can have a little contest.
I love
That
it.
sounds awful.
Let's do it. Let's invite everyone listening. Everyone who is or was watching this, you're invited to bowl with us in Pierce's garage.
That's fine. My garage can fit 10 people plus us two.
Your garage can fit. You can fit 12 bowling
Yeah,
lanes in there. Everyone gets their own
easily.
lane.
They might not be 10 feet apart, but we'll get it. We'll get it.
So it only
You're
needs to be
right.
6 feet.
Sorry. The think juice.
This is a totally normal
Yeah.
thing we're doing.
I mean, if we need to do some overflow into my kitchen, that's wood floors. We can do that.
Might even be better to just do it in there. Okay, everyone get into Pierce's kitchen.
We'll set it up. We'll get it going.
Although, really, if you want it to be actually underground, I'm literally in a basement right now. Although my parents might not be thrilled about me bringing 12 people over, considering the pandemic is
Considering
going
it's a
on right now.
crime.
Considering it's illegal, yeah. Hey, you ever think about how boring it is to live through a major historical event? Because
I
it's
don't
pretty
know.
boring.
I mean, I guess if in your context where you have to just be at home and doing nothing, sure. It's not boring for me. It's horrifying because I'm still actively going out and have to do things and going
That's fair.
someplace with confirmed exposure at this point. Um, I feel like if anybody can feel for this, it'd be Justin because he's still definitely working right now, right? Okay,
Yes.
that'd be scary. Although I haven't heard much around this area that has like confirmed cases. Um, but I mean that's only people that have been showing symptoms and being tested, which is part of the problem considering only half
Yeah.
of the people that are sick show symptoms, which is
Hmm.
all the more terrifying. Whereas, what if this is something that's engineered to cut the population in half? Because if half the people show symptoms and the other half are completely unaffected but become carriers, what's the quickest way to cut the population in half? Have some kind of disease that only affects half the population. Absolutely, just slice it right in half. You know what I mean?
See, I feel like if we're really worried about overpopulation and like resources and everything, way to control the population is to just get everyone to stop breeding at the same time. So like if we did it tomorrow, we'd all be dead within
I
a
mean,
generation anyway. What's
although
it matter?
our current generation definitely is not like super keen on pumping out babies as much as the previous generations was already, I can attest. Obviously, I don't have any kids. You don't have any kids. I don't think. Reed, you got any little
I
ones running
don't.
around? Oh, all
I
right, all right,
know.
all
I'm
right.
sorry.
I'll believe you.
No, I don't. I've got a dog
Yeah,
here.
I got my cat
That's it.
somewhere. He stopped bugging me. He's gone.
It really It really does suck that with everyone in quarantine, everyone is getting aggressively horny because that means my ovulation control plan is probably not going to work.
Oh, what is
So I guess it's good that whoever did coronavirus for this had their eye on the ball for that, you know?
everybody that doesn't live with their significant other at least?
Yeah. Are condoms essential?
I believe as long as you're purchasing them with items that are like food related, you can't get in trouble because it's something additional that you picked up.
Like, how do you like if I got pulled over for by a cop for buying condoms and they were trying to argue with me that they're not essential, I feel like you have a reasonable you're in a reasonable position to say,
They
yeah, they
are
are.
essential because you're not trying to bring more life into this situation that could potentially be sick, right? You don't want to put somebody in the hospital to give birth, hypothetically, when people are sick with the Rona. So I do believe you can make a pretty strong case that that is essential.
Yeah.
Just,
There's so many weird little things like this that I keep thinking
it's
about.
such a crazy time.
What did
Justin says
Justin
that he
say?
doesn't live in fear; he lives in anger. Honestly, my past week at work, I could honestly say the same. I think I was more genuinely upset and angry than I was scared at that point.
Yeah, I feel like if I had to go to work at this point, I would be, especially with my job, be fucking pissed off as
Yeah,
shit.
for the most part, I could reasonably just sign into a dashboard at home and monitor and see if anything actually is happening, and if it's important enough or not something that I can take care of remotely, I could easily just drive to work, take care of it, and then return home and then completely remove myself from the environment. But that's just not happening.
Would someone stop you? Like, who can stop you from doing that if there's no one
Nobody
there but you?
would really be able to know. I don't think that's something that I would like to
Exactly.
risk, though.
That's fair.
Not until it's something that is greenlit as a viable option. I guess we'll see how the weeks unfold. If more and more and more and more people get sick, then I would probably be pretty adamant about implementing a solution like that. But I mean, having four people sick at work within a week is definitely an exponential growth from potentially none, maybe one bare
Yeah.
minimum. I don't know. It's nuts. The whole situation is nuts. I can't even imagine just like the way other places are. I mean, obviously where I work, there's a high influx of people. There's a lot of people working all the time.
Yeah. This just gets more bleak
Yeah,
the more I think about it.
it's hard to not be depressed during these times.
It's hard to not. It's hard to get that
You can't
serotonin in
imagine
these
how
times.
upset I was yesterday when I went to the party store at 8:01 and they were closed. Yeah, I
801.
got there like barely after 8 and they were already closed, and I was like, "Fuck me."
I mean, they probably don't want to stick around for the reduced
Yeah,
foot
I don't know.
traffic.
Anna and I went there earlier in the day, and they
Lord
were
knows I would.
open. We bought some Mountain Dew, but I was not gonna like try to push my luck trying to buy my beverages because I didn't want to give her or me a hard time. Um, but when I went there after she'd gone to work and nobody was open, at that point I was like, Jesus Christ, I guess I'm fucked because I don't want to go to the 24-hour gas station and buy a 6 pack of Mike's Hard Lemonade for the 8th time because I'm sorry, that doesn't really do it for me. I don't know.
Is is Mountain Dew essential?
Yeah, it is because it's a food item.
Do you need it to live?
Do you need any kind of individual specific type of food to live, or do you just need food to live?
I feel like we're splitting hairs here.
I believe as
'Cause I don't
long
know,
as it's
could
a
you-
consumable item, you can pass it off as essential. Or else, why were liquor stores specifically be allowed to stay open where they only really sell chips, pop, and booze primarily?
I don't know. Like, I feel like if I tried to exclusively eat Cheetos, I would eventually die. Like, much sooner
This
than I
whole
would normally.
situation has made me think about like meal replacement and how much more convenient that would be. Like going on something, I believe Huel is meal replacement, right? And there's something else. There's another all liquid meal replacement, right? You don't technically need to intake like solid foods anymore. You can just get it shipped directly to your house and consume it as a product. And then the only thing that you would have to eat outside of that is something that you chose to eat for flavor, like a snack, and not something specific for survival, because you've already gotten all your nutrients and calories in a meal form, or like a liquid form during the day. I feel like that would just be
So you might as well max it
I
out
feel
now with
like
some
that would be so
Doritos.
convenient, and then you just have like a little snack later on, like a little munch on some Doritos, before you go to bed, something. I don't know. I feel like that's something that's been brought to my attention during this whole situation. Like that would be so much more easy, because a lot of that stuff is like shipped, distributed directly to your house. It's not something that you would go and pick up in the first place. So you wouldn't even have to go to any environments that would get you sick. Plus, your life is just easier because you no longer have to prepare food to survive. It's yeah, I want to eat this, so I guess I will make it.
So what you're advocating here is isolationist behavior constantly, not just
I
during the
mean,
pandemic.
it's me we're talking about here. I
Yeah, that's
really
fair.
don't need to go out.
I mean, who among us wouldn't? Who among us would
The
not?
only thing that I like to leave my house for anymore, I'm sorry, this is gonna sound like the biggest dick thing in the world, but I'm not super nice, is I like to flex my car.
You don't even have to get out
I
of the vehicle
don't.
to do that.
I don't.
You can
I
just
don't.
drive and do that. You
I've
don't
had
have to
so
see
many
anyone.
people in this town stop me to talk to me about this car, even though even in pandemic discuss this with me, and I'm like, bro, we're not even supposed to be talking right now. I'm just here to get some booze. But I mean, like, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. It's a recreational activity, and now it's illegal. I can't just go and flex my car. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You decided to start flexing on your car right now, my dude.
I picked it up at the wrong time. I could have delayed it by another year.
Yeah, you could have waited. But how would you have
I
known,
did
or did
not.
you know?
August of last year, I did not know that the world was going to
Pierce,
collapse. I didn't.
Pierce,
I didn't.
Pierce.
I didn't
Tell
know.
me the
I'm
truth.
sorry. I did not.
Did you do this just to like put a giant target on my back?
Your back.
Are you trying to get me killed for? Yeah, you just like give me all this sensitive information that I should not be privy to. Are you trying to get me
Yes.
killed?
Better you than me.
You bastard. Fuck you.
Everybody knows that everybody knows that everybody likes you more on this channel than me. Ah, yes, Austin Soylent. That was the other one. He came in clutch there. That is the other meal replacement that I was thinking of. Soylent.
Isn't that made of
I
people?
don't know. There was definitely an issue with it sometime early in its development, where a lot of people were sick and a lot of it was recalled. But it's fine. It's all ironed out now. We're good, right?
I think it's people. I think they put people in that.
I mean, the best way to fuel people is with people. Never tell me the different. What?
Excuse?
You heard
Excuse?
me.
You what, mate?
Damn.
I feel like we've flown wildly off track.
Everything that we're discussing, though, is impartial to the Rona, though.
Yeah, it's just inebriated ramblings at this point, tangentially related to it.
That's all our show ever is, though. We're somewhat serious and somewhat focused for the topic for about maybe the first 20 to 30 minutes max, and then after that, it's just
Yeah,
just
then we spin wildly
absolutely
out of control.
uncontrollable after that.
Yeah, it's a very different energy doing it in two different rooms, though.
It is. I think it's a lot more fun in person, but we can't do that, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, now that we've got our Skype technology, um, I could have been a plant in the Facebook group and tried to Skype one of their members in, but that would probably be a little too much.
I don't know how that would work with the way that I have OBS set up right now, because technically it's taking the input from Skype, and the way that I'm doing this with the NVI technology or the NDI technology that I'm using is that if we did bring another person in, it would apply another video feed to my OBS immediately. So I don't know if it would just absolutely slap their camera feed on top of both of us, and they would just be the only thing visible.
I mean, would it be
I
much
don't
worse than
know.
this?
Are we even? Does Skype even allow group calls on the free version? Or do
I
you have to
honestly don't
upgrade to
know.
Skype? Upgrade to like Skype Pro or whatever.
I have no idea. I hate Skype so much. I don't even want to
It's
look.
it's it's
This is a
it's
garbage
god
app.
awful.
Wait, no, I know you can do it because I was doing it last night. Yeah,
You
you
can
can do group
group
calls
calls.
on
Does
Skype.
anybody want to call in from the Facebook group? I'm not giving out my personal email address on my YouTube channel. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out live. Who do we still have active? The last chats have been only Austin and Justin.
Oh, but we're at
That's
11
true.
watchers or 11
Austin,
viewers.
Justin, do either of you want to try to get in on this? Reed, how the hell would I add another person to this group call, though? More options.
So it should say next to my face in the corner, I believe. There should be a little circle with a
There
plus
sure
sign.
is.
It'll say add
There
people
sure
to the
is.
call.
Oh my god, yeah, and it gives me my contacts on Skype. I could totally just add people right now. Like I could call
There you
Anna.
go.
I could call my old group partner in college. I could call one of my teachers from college. Pretty good.
I just I just looked in the chat and Justin Kip says vis-a-vis Mountain Dew being essential. It's essential for essential workers
That's
and
true.
gamers.
If anybody wants to get added to the call that I trust, throw your email address at me via text, Facebook message, or if you're feeling bold, in the chat, and we will
Just throw it in the
discuss
chat.
we will
Just
discuss
throw it in
with
the chat.
people live on the air. Reed, I have to go to the bathroom so bad. Do you think you can entertain for the next 30 seconds? Okay,
I sure can
I'll
try.
be right back.
Go piss, boy. Austin Britton says that he can't Skype in tonight. He is sharpening knives, and I don't see why he can't do both at the same time. But, you know, he's just a coward like that. Hey, if any of you actually know anyone that is a conspiracy theorist and you can get us their Skype info, you should do that because I actually want to talk to them. Especially when I'm half out of my mind, like right now. And Justin Kip should be sleeping because he's a 3 a.m. essential boy. Kip, if you're already not sleeping, why aren't you calling? You should join us. We'll be so lonely without you. We'll talk you to sleep. We'll tell you a story. We'll tell you the story of Pizzagate and how it ties into the COVID-19's outbreak in Wuhan. Because I'm sure someone has that theory out there. Just call John. No, Kip, you're here with us now. You're here with us now. I haven't seen John in the chat. If he's here, then he counts too. But Kip, you're a moderator. You have a responsibility here.
Just call John.
That's not fair, right?
What's not fair? I'm back.
Kip and Austin say they can't do it. And then we're supposed to call John? But he's not even in the chat, is he?
Hold on. I'll ask him right now. He was texting me about something, but I'm just going to ignore his previous messages and then send him, do you want to talk about Rona live on the air? Okay. Nobody else want to? Nobody else that we
Okay.
have. Nobody else from Facebook even wants to even talk. Every other time you live stream, everybody's like crawling to you to talk to you at this point. And now nobody can or wants to.
I I have a feeling the subject matter for this one might be turning some people off.
Everybody's affected by this, though. They could at least give us their take.
But no one wants to think about it
Hey,
anymore.
Raven, do you want to talk live on the air? You're a cat.
Like my live stream is generally at least trying to
But
do something else,
it's
even if there's like
it's
acknowledgement of how
inherently
terrible
focused
everything
on the
is.
situation, though.
Well, yeah, but that it's inherently like, yeah, that's the skeleton. Everything else is put on top of. But this, it's like the skeleton and the meat and the blood and the skin and everything. That's all it is. Plus, it's the conspiracy theories, so it's extra icky.
Raven wanted to get live on the air again, so he had to crawl right in front of my computer. There's nobody who wanted to talk. Let just okay. Add me and tell me about Pizzagate. What?
Can we? I was rambling about Pizzagate before you came back. Let's
all right,
not
Justin.
do Pizzagate, and also let's not eat.
Justin E, can you send me your email address that your Skype is linked to on Facebook or something? I don't even think I have Facebook open. Hold on. Okay, it's open because it's so hard to do that.
We are professionals.
Or
We know what we're doing.
Or I can just. You have my info. I have your email address. I do. Do I just have it locked on a fucking PDF somewhere? I don't think I have your email address. Let me click my add to Skype button and see who I have on here. You don't show.
Can I add someone?
I don't know. Justin,
Let me see.
oh! Add.
Is he there?
Calling Justin.
Wonderful. Oh.
It says he's in the Skype call. Justin, can you hear us?
Yes, you're very loud.
Hi,
I
Justin.
do apologize for that.
Welcome to Doomsday Bunker.
It's me.
Excellent. It didn't break the stream either.
Welcome
Hey,
live from my bedroom.
I don't know if this is happening for you, Pierce, but I have Austin Britton calling. Do you want me to merge the calls?
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I can just call him, I believe.
He's
Whoopsies.
There he is.
Okay. I was it let me potentially add him, but I misclicked.
Hello?
he's already in.
We're all in.
Hello?
Yeah.
Is this car talk?
Hi, Austin.
Is this car talk?
This is Car Talk.
This is nuts.
Oh, good. Justin, did you hear that? It's car talk.
Sweet.
Welcome to Car Talk.
I've never been on a Skype call with this many people.
4?
It's wild.
Let me mute my audio on the computer here.
That's a
Sounds
good
like you're
idea. Turn your
watching
radio
something.
off.
Okay.
Right. Welcome to the
Wow.
show.
Wow, yeah, thanks.
Welcome to the new Doomsday Bunker segment, The Shakedown. Tell us what you know.
Yeah.
This bunker looks different from the last time I was here.
Yeah,
I
we've
really
done some,
like what you guys have done
some
with the
things have
place.
changed.
It's definitely a little different.
Do you like my mustache?
I
Yeah.
do.
Looks great.
Thank you.
Nothing is different. but-
Thank you.
Sorry.
It's not your mustache is not a happy trail. It's a happy highway, man.
It's a happy highway to Smoochville.
Hell yeah.
And you're the conductor.
And I'm the conductor.
You better not be saying these things. I'm within walking distance. I'll get my ass over there right now.
No, you won't. we are under lockdown, my dude.
Yeah, but
That's not 6 feet.
recreational walks are allowed.
It's not 6 feet.
Reed, if I
But
get the
recreational
go-kart, would you
smooches
come
are
outside?
unfortunately not. What was that, Kip?
If I get the go-kart, would you come outside?
Kip, I might come outside for the go-kart.
Okay.
All right, so while we have you boys here, Tell us everything you know about coronavirus right now.
You want to go
Wow.
first, Austin?
Wow, where to start? Where to start? So, first of all,
Uh-huh.
I think the bats are getting too much credit here.
Okay,
Also-
yeah, please do explain.
Way too much credit. So, what I heard from a very reputable source is that it was not a bat, but it was in fact a pangolin. You
Hey,
know,
now.
those cute, cuddly, scaly armadillo things that curl up and try to hide if you get too close.
Okay.
So they get thrown into sacks by the thousands by poachers and then shipped out east to be turned into soup.
So that's
Pangolins.
what you've heard. Okay, so not bats, pangolins.
Pangolins.
I have heard that as well.
This helpless little critter that's getting hunt to extinction finally decides to stand up for itself against humanity, and this is what happens.
It takes half us out?
I just Googled. I just Googled this and I found an article from 9 hours ago from The Guardian titled COVID-19, A Blessing for Pangolins? Which is a grim way of looking at it.
I'm telling you, some militant pangolin has been hunkered in a lab genetically engineering this virus so that it can make this cold virus that had been going around with his pangolin buddies. He's going to turn it into this weapon that'll wipe out the humanity that's been getting him down, you know?
I feel like there was a basis in fact for this at some point, and then you made it something strange.
Just picture it in your head. Picture it in your head, and you'll be able to see it like I can.
It's adorable.
You have
I
like
see
little
it.
Walter White pangolin guy. But instead of trafficking,
He's just doing it to save his
trafficking
family.
bioweapons. Yes, exactly. Pretty
I'm just
soon
trying
it'll
to save
spiral
my
out of
family.
hand. Pretty soon it'll spiral out of hand, and we'll be a very long way from that lovable chemistry teacher we started out with.
Okay. Now, Kip, I've
Alright.
noticed a few times you've coughed during the duration of this call. Is there a reason for that?
Allergy season or Rona. We'll figure it out.
All right. I appreciate your honesty.
That's a good question. I mean, that's a good topic too. Is that this is coming at a lot of times where a lot of people's allergies are going to start like spiking up, where people are going to start to be coughing and sneezing more than they normally would, and if I go to work, they ask me questions like, have you been coughing a lot? Have you been sneezing a lot? Things like that. And it's like, well, if we have allergies, then the answer is going to be yes. So are you going to assume that I have the Rona because it's allergy season now?
Oh, I guarantee I'll be sent home
They
because
like
of
take
that.
your temperature when you come
definitely.
in. I figured. Because I know
That's
they're doing that for
interesting.
Kip, and I have to assume
Now
they're doing
people
it for
know
Austin.
that I'm literally just a corpse
Or are they not?
piloting a skeleton with how cold I am.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know if that's been implemented yet.
Damn.
I can add Johnson to this call, but he said he's drunk. He wouldn't be the only one. No, I'm actually pretty fine right now. Let's see here.
All right.
Wait a
Let me
minute.
hear
All
the
right,
rundown.
all right. Wait. What about this one? Back to your whole population control thing. I started to outline this in the chat. You know, wake up, sheeple.
Okay. Okay.
Pierce talking about meal replacement got me thinking. You got the meal replacement, you got the population control. What if you put it together? And you got like Soylent Green? And so this is a conspiracy by the New World Order to turn people into food to feed to other people, so that we can take land out of cultivation and return it to its natural state and turn the entire world into a playground for the rich, like Jeff Bezos. Man,
I don't see a lot of money
if
in
you
this one.
turn people that have died from the Rona into food, though, doesn't that just in turn make more people sick with the Rona because then the food is going to get them sick?
but didn't you say it's population control, man? It only affects 50% of people.
Okay. So
That's true.
only.
It would just be
All right, so that might
crazy.
expedite. Yeah, that might expedite the process to where if you're feeding it to people that are gonna get sick from it, then they'll die and they'll be turned into food quicker for the ones that are immune.
Yeah,
This could
man.
actually be a great way to.
Pretty soon, man,
This
they'll
could
be
be a great
telling
way
us
to
that we can't go outside at all, and they'll just ship our food and water to us, like just in one handy bottle.
I see it. I think Austin might have cracked it. If the stream goes down, it wasn't us; it was the government.
No, it was Austin.
Hey,
how's
didn't
the
we
missile,
get
Austin?
taken down once by the government?
Yeah, it was the Malaysia. It was the
Something.
Malaysian Airlines one that got taken down temporarily live on the air.
Yeah. They we were getting too close to the truth, so they shut us down.
That's honestly the only thing that is, explainable at that point. I don't know how close to the truth we are on this one, though, so I don't see.
I don't know.
I do have an error on YouTube saying that it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, but I don't think that's related. I think that's just the fact that I have a 3-person Skype call going, and we're trying to cram it into one box and sending it to YouTube. But it's still going. Like, I still have the stream up, and it's fine.
Everything is totally normal here.
Definitely. I do have a cat laying on my desk now, though, hanging out.
Oh, hey, coming back out of speculation for a minute, coming back partially out of speculation here for a minute. We're speculating on truth, but there's a little less speculation on this one. There are still people out there. There are still people out there right now who do not know that this COVID-19 pandemic is a thing.
Are you talking about like indigenous
there's
people?
Are you talking
about German Big Brother?
So if you were an uncontacted population, this would all happen without you knowing it, which is true. But what I would like to draw your attention to, just as kind of a interesting tidbit, is that if you were on a 6-month nuclear ballistic missile submarine deployment that started in mid-January or the end of January, you would know that there was a bunch of people that were sick in China, and that would be it. The commander of the submarine would know the extent of the situation, but in order to maintain full operational capability, that would not be relayed to the crew until the tour had ended. So there's a bunch of servicemen and women on a boat right now that have no idea.
Interesting. Okay.
What a fun world to come back to.
Yeah. Well,
it might be normal by the time they come back.
Slightly different, because I'm guessing they knew about it, but think about the astronauts that just came back from the International Space Station. Why did they come back? What a thing to come back to. Exactly. It'd be like, hey, can I maybe, stay up there for a little bit longer?
Unintentionally tying this finally, and obviously this channel is usually giant monster stuff. That sounds a lot like the plot of what is the newest Cloverfield movie called? I don't even remember. But they're in space, and then when they can finally return to Earth, it's the apocalypse via giant monsters, and they're told not to come back anymore.
Where are the giant monsters?
I don't know. I think that would be way cooler than viruses.
Exactly.
certainly be a lot less morally ambiguous, I guess.
Yeah.
Easy to point a finger at the giant monster.
What the hell is going on with Skype? Reed, you're frozen. I'm sorry.
Oh, there he
Can you
is.
hear me
Yeah, I can hear you. You're just frozen for me.
here?
Oh god.
How long can you hear me? This place is not. Hey, pandemic.
What I'm gonna get to do.
Lay it on me.
So at 3 a.m. I'm wake.
Okay.
Go
Yeah.
4 a.m. Don't love anything.
You can't. Can you be the option to wear gloves at least?
Yeah.
Why don't you wear them?
Alright, guys.
You are taking the
Hold on a
necessary
second.
action.
If you can hear me. Someone send me the number 7 in chat if you can hear me. Either the Skype chat or the...
I understand
Right.
what you said.
That's exactly it.
you're
That's
breaking up.
exactly the problem.
You have to hold it.
I think Pearson and Austin are talking.
Are experiencing.
We'll figure this out. Okay, Justin, say something. Okay, Austin, say something.
Hello?
Reed, say something.
Hello? Is this car talk?
Both.
Okay, we're fixed. Whatever
Both of
Justin was
these
saying
nuts.
explicitly before about gloves, that completely got lost.
Damn it.
Were you talking about your PPE at work?
Yeah, I was talking about my PP at work.
Your PP at work, okay. So you got your PP out at work, and that was okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. I'm curious. I missed out on that entirely. Are you wearing like gloves and a mask at work?
Not a mask. I bring my own gloves.
Okay. Are these a different pair of gloves?
Mm-hmm.
Did I ask people to say number 7 in chat? Holy shit. I love it. Okay.
I don't know. I just
Thanks,
wanted
guys.
to be included. I have no clue what was happening here.
I will hit 7 when I rejoin.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So you guys have those shields put up behind the cash registers, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Snot shields.
Snot shields.
Yes. I'm taller than them.
Oh shit.
And there's multiple people taller than me that work there.
Do they
So
are they taller than the shields?
Yes, I'm
So
taller
they're
than
not
the
very
shields.
effective then. Clearly.
No.
No, there. And also, we get like 7 foot tall plus
Has anybody
customers that come
sneezed on
through
the
there.
shields?
Not that I've seen. Someone's tried to hand me money and ran into it like a bird hitting the window, though.
Oh my
That's fun.
god.
They should allow employees to sit down so that way they are not taller than the shields.
They wouldn't let me sit down when I had warts removed from the bottom of my foot.
I mean, they should just let you sit down anyway. It's a weird standard to have that they have to remain standing at all times.
Yeah,
IMO.
they say they care about the customer and employee safety, but they open lanes that aren't supposed to be open when it's busy because they want more money and people not to complain.
Yeah, money first, safety second, right? That's usually the way it goes.
Maybe third.
Austin, what have you been doing during this whole time frame? Are you off work right now?
Nope.
Oh.
We make parts. We make parts that go on to military projects. So we're still going.
What's
Any top
what's
secret
the state
military
like
projects?
right now for you? Obviously, it can't be the same.
It's a little bit more relaxed, I think, than Michigan's, but it's still a pretty comprehensive. Or sorry, whatever state you guys are in, but it's still a pretty comprehensive stay-at-home.
Arizona.
Okay.
I have a letter that says that I can go to work. I haven't had to
Right.
use it yet, but I do
Right,
have a letter.
I have two different ones, so that makes sense.
Oh, I have 2 letters.
What is like one your formal letter and one's like your casual letter?
One's a formal, one's a certificate or
I
something.
have two because I technically
Okay.
work for one company at a different company, so I have one for each.
Damn.
That was
Yeah.
nice of them.
Do you have the fine?
You all
for
sound so
leaving the
official.
house?
I love it.
You know, I don't know. So I don't think so. So the interesting thing about the being in the New York area, or having parts of the state that are in the New York area, is that like part of the outbreak is like the New York outbreak, and then part of the outbreak is just like the regular state outbreak. So like there's been a part of the state that's been just getting ripped up for, ever since New York's been getting ripped up, New York City specifically, and then the other part of the state that's just now coming into like the peak, or well, who knows if it's the peak, but anyway, there's like 4,000 or 5,000 cases in the county at this point.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's comforting.
yeah. Fortunately, I just blew a bunch of money on groceries, so I shouldn't have to go shopping for maybe another 6 weeks if I'm careful.
Depends on how much your consumption is going to be. Are you by yourself in your house? I guess I've never asked about your living situation.
Not right now, but I will be in
You have
a couple
one
weeks.
guest with you right now, as far as I know. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, a holdover from a post spring break excursion.
Fantastic.
That's a wonderful way to put it.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's nuts. Anybody at work? I guess I don't know
Yeah.
how many people work where you work. Anybody at work sick?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say one way or the
Damn.
other. So I'm just.
This is a safe space, Austin.
I
Oh,
believe
he left.
he's gone. Oh, he left. He did.
Oh, did he get booted? Oh shit! The
I
government
think
got
he's gonna
him.
re-add him.
Well,
Oh, fuck.
I'll just say there's been none at my place of work then.
I haven't been at my place of work in over a month, so I'm gonna assume there's no one there.
Yeah, I mean,
Hello.
It's not even doing the thing.
This is still car talk.
Yeah, we
Can you hear me?
It sounds really awkward though. I think I hear myself.
So,
Yeah, it sounds crazy.
This sounds like
are you guys like hearing yourselves, or what's going on?
yeah.
I'm hearing what sounds like a radio in a can in the middle of the ocean.
Accurate.
Well, yeah. So I'll finish up what I was saying, and then I'll let you guys get back to normal. Basically, things are. I wouldn't call them fine here. They aren't as crazy as Southeast Michigan. It is you guys are from, and laying low. I think parking at the airport is really cheap right now. So.
Yeah, maybe I'll fly out to Nevada in the middle of this.
Be probably the only person on the plane.
Even better.
Yeah, Southwest Airlines, the biggest U.S. air carrier, earlier last their business is primarily domestic flights. So since all international flights are canceled, Southwest suddenly became the biggest carrier in the United States. So they took that top
Maybe
spot
this
from
is all
America.
employed by Southwest.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to follow the numbers, follow the money.
Follow the money.
Although Southwest Airlines is not making any money right now.
Hey, Austin.
Yes.
You seem to be in the know of the McDonald's Corporation.
Yes.
Do you know how the McDonald's Corporation in let's just say Times Square is handling all this?
I don't know. I assume that they are buttoned down tight given the situation in New York, but that's I don't know.
All right.
I do know that. Yeah, no, I don't really know much, honestly.
All right.
Not very useful there.
Good to hear.
Thank you. Wow. Okay.
We are the most knowledgeable and informed people about this subject.
Yeah, this is exactly why we're talking about it in a public forum.
Yep, this is experts.
Yeah. I don't really know if there's anything else left to talk about at this point.
No.
I think we've...
All right, I'm
feel
gonna
like
hang
we-
up and let you do an outro then,
All
or just do whatever.
Thanks for coming on, Justin. We appreciate your,
All right,
your
Kip.
feedback.
Kip, thank you for being on the front lines of this, my man. Stay safe.
Deuces.
Deuces.
Austin, we also thank you for your participation and your insight into a different state's output in the situation. We do appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
You too.
You guys have a good one.
You too, Austin. Thanks for calling Car Talk.
Thank you.
And
It
it's
is.
just us.
Is
Here
there
we
anything
are.
else you want to talk about? Yeah.
We've reached the end.
I think we're. This
I don't
might
think
be
so.
our longest one to date. I don't know how long the Dogman one was.
Oh, I don't
We're
think
at 2 hours and 15
I don't.
minutes.
I think our longest was the
I
Flat
don't
Earth
know.
one, wasn't
Most
it?
of our only reach an hour and a half. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I was remembering like 2 or 3 hours.
We're definitely getting over that at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, we did
talked
good.
For a while. I don't know. I think it was a somewhat successful
We did.
podcast. We brought some people on for once. We talked Talked about origins, current situations, conspiracies, everything.
We just talked. What a beautiful experience
It
this has
has.
been.
I don't know. Do you want to do any more of these in the future? You want to keep going every once in a while with the old Doomsday bunker?
I sure would
Okay,
like to give
we
it a
can
try,
figure out.
especially now that I don't have to work crazy hours and I
That's
actually
true.
have
It might
time.
honestly be a once every other kind of week thing at the maximum. Um, considering
Yeah,
I
that
have
works.
to work full weeks.
You gotta go do your work.
But we can definitely come up with
Yeah.
something. My cat is knocking stuff over, and I don't even know where he is.
We'll have our top men
Yeah.
looking into
We can
this.
definitely figure out some stuff to talk about in the future. If you guys want to see that, feel free to leave any feedback if you want to about topics or whatever. We'll figure something out, though, the bare minimum. But I guess that's going to be it, guys. Thank you for tuning in for the coronavirus episode. 2 hours and 15 minutes. If you stuck around the whole time, you're a fucking legend. If you tuned in halfway through, we appreciate you. Reed, you got any final thoughts?
I know the mustache is terrible, and I am doing it to be funny, and I know it's not funny. That's it.
Excellent. All right. Nothing else from me. We will catch you guys next time. Maybe I'll make some actual other videos too in the meantime. We'll see. But we'll talk to you all later. Bye.